Hey, YouTube, it's Steve from Tower Genius. So, a little bit of a rant here. I apologize in advance for anybody that I'm going to offend. But since half the United States is on Prozac, it's probably okay. So, here's the thing that I have a problem with. Many cell site landlords end up getting fleeced. End up getting bamboozled. What am I saying? Well, imagine, let me just see how to explain this. Imagine you won a lottery, right? There was a lottery scratch off. You played the lottery. Instead of winning like a cash payment, you won a house. Okay, you won a house. They probably have lotteries like this, but imagine you won a house and you moved into that house. So you spent $10 on a scratch off. You win a house. You move into a 100-year-old house, and you're living in the house, and you realize, hey, you know what? 100-year-old house, the plumbing and the electrical, we should probably tear it out and have it redone for safety reasons and whatnot, for efficiency. So you go into the yellow pages. Well, you don't go to the yellow pages. You go onto Google, or you go to wherever you find in your Chamber of Commerce good an electrician, a plumber, someone that has great references, and you hire that professional, right? You hire the plumber, they tear out the plumbing, they put in new plumbing. The electrician puts in brand new electrical, and you end up spending whatever that costs, $50,000. It's probably on the cheap side, but you end up spending a nice amount of money, and the house is now safe and livable. Now, are you going to go and give that plumber, give that electrician 25% of the equity in your house just for doing a job? No, you'd be crazy if you did. You'd be certifiably insane if you did that. What would you do? Well, you won the lottery. Maybe you didn't have a budget put aside for plumbing and major plumbing and electrical upgrades. So maybe you refinance that house or whatever. You take out a loan against it, and you have some equity in the house, and you pay the contractors that way. Cell tower landlords, why are you giving up 25% of the equity in that cell tower for some services that are mediocre at best, add very little value, and you're forking over, you're basically taking on a partner for the lifetime of your cell tower? Are you insane? That's crazy. Don't do that. That's just, anyway. You wouldn't do it with your own house. Why would you do it with your own cell tower, right? Your own cell towers. You actually don't own the tower, most of you. But property owners are getting fleeced by a cell tower consulting company that does shoddy work at best, okay? And very, very polished on the outside. I won't say it look like they're fake plastic AI, but they're actually a real person, from what I've heard. And they're forking over 25% of their equity in the lease for the lifetime of that deal for services that you could get, like American Tower or Crown Castle, to probably give you a signing bonus big enough to cover whatever consulting fees you'd end up having. I know that our clients, very few would actually have any out-of-pocket expenses, for our very reasonably priced consulting services by the time they're done with Tower Genius at the end of the transaction. But yet people fork over 25% of their cell tower revenue for anyway. I'm shaking my head. Don't do it. Crazy.